Hello everybody, so this time we have a BMW, which one actually is the E series. It's a 230, what it's got, 2 kilowatts, so it's 242 kilowatts on it, 4.4 8-cylinder engine, and it has like 4 cylinders on the one side, 4 on another. As ready, we get the top cover off. As you can see, we have a common rail ramp inside of a cover. Located, the modification year is 2007. It's called the 745 model. Actually, we see what the problem is. The problem is the engine is possible to start, but the rouse is limited. It's like some kind of limp mode, and we have a EGR faults on. So let's go and have it started. Immediately, as you can hear, the sound is clocking, knocking. We talked that probably some of the injectors can be gone, but we're not sure about that. Overall, we have an EGR problem. The EGR valves located behind of the engine, so one in here and another one is just right there. We already unplugged them off, but problem is still the same. Oh, we have a, what is that, swivel flaps? Nasty things. But anyway, let's go in the back and see what the smoke is. So give a throttle. Whoa. As you can see, we have a smoke coming out. Again. It's not so bad now like I was before, but it's still coming a smoke out of it. So another thing what is very good for this engine, then there is a 2 electronic control units. So here we go. As you can see, the engine control unit 1 and the engine control unit 2. So we already did find some problems. Actually, we done some tests. We have 4 injectors here located. So when we try to unplug each of them, we did saw the changes. But when we unplug the first one, there is none of vibration, none of the changes at all. So that means the first injector not working at all. So what we need to do now, we need to go inside of the engine control units and see the faults. So let's go with the engine control unit 1. Here we go, all the data, all the information about that. And we have a read electronic faults. As you can see, there is some problem with the software. We have a problem with the EGR valve, exhaust gas recirculation, high mass sensor, and we have an injector 7 activation. So that means the injector 7 is being disconnected. So let's go ahead and clear fault codes and read them again. As you can see, left only exhaust gas valves, the EGR valve. So one in here, we already did mac it off. So here how it works. Here it is. This is normally closed, this is open. So that does the electric motor inside. So now we're removing another cover from another side. So, how you can test that your injector is working? Just pull it off. As you can see, it's completely off and none of it changing. Okay, you cannot put it back on. And now, let's test with this one. This is connected. So, when we're taking off this one, as you can see in the moment, the engine changing. Again. Did you saw this? Exactly. So that means that injector, yes, it's perfect. And already is the same with this one, and took off the last one. And when you're taking off the Yes, it's changing the engine work. So that means that injector is correct. But the last one, fully off. Okay, let's pull it out. Okay, as you can see, we have one in there, one in here, fully disconnected. So that means two injector is connected. Let's test in this side what we have here. So let's try with the first one. Yes, it's working. Let's try the next one. None of the changes. That is gone. So go with the next one. Look, it's nothing. And then go with the last one. Okay, yes, it's working. So that means we did find out then from the 8 cylinders, so the 4 cylinders in one side, 4 on another, we have 2 working injectors here and 2 working injectors there. So 4 of them is not working at all. So that's why you have a feeling then you have a 4-cylinder engine in a place of an 8 one. Because everything is, if it's fine, it have to be just smooth and perfect. So let's restore the injectors. But the funniest thing is the injectors was not the problem. Actually, all what we have to do is manage to program these both ECUs together, which one is located right into these boxes. And we done it actually pretty easy with the launch diagnostics, because in one ECU it was like EVS locking. It was like immobilizer problem, and we done basically only synchronization with the diagnostics. Another thing what we're doing is basically making EGR off, and in this case one ECU has been possible to read with the just pins on, another ECU is possible only on the BDM frame with the needles in, otherwise it's not possible to completely read it out full software. So in this moment we're gonna read out both of the softwares. We're gonna make Egr Valve off because that's the fault was on, and everything have to be perfect. And then we're gonna see in the launch how we can make recognize and synchronize of both ECUs, because one is DD1 and another one is DD2, but for the Bosch number is all the same. So before writing the file, it's actually asking, do you want to make checksums? And we say yes. And then it says checksums is succeeded and completed, because without the checksum done, you cannot start the car. So in this point, it goes like connecting the ECU, identification mode. Here you can see all the data about it. It's 745D, like we said, EDC16C31, E65 series. It's a Motorola processor, and we go in this ECU, we go in open mode, but on another ECU we're gonna go and do bench mode, so basically by pins only. So we're gonna do, because basically anything what you do, you need to remap this ECU and you need to remap that one, because both of them, otherwise if you're gonna remap only one, nothing will work. So you have to make sure you remap both of ECU. How it goes writing? Pretty easy. It's writing in external flash. It goes straight and smooth. It takes some time because one side is deleting, another side is writing in. If you will ask actually what the process is going on now, we are writing the Motorola processor. So this is the mine processor, and this is the size is the external flash, which one cannot be flashed another way, only through the mine processor. So we removed these ECU. As you can see here, we have a pads. These pads is specially made where you can read and write the electronic control unit. In this case, probably any of EDC16 ECUs goes just this way. As you can see, this was the slave. I don't know why, but slave was not possible to do by the pins. If somebody knows why, you can write a comment, but I don't know why it was like that. So this was the DD2. So this is done. We need to screw this everything back in together. And we already do with another one without the open mode. We're gonna use just pins. So here it looks like it is. Actually what you need is a plus and minus, and then is another one plus for ignition on, and the yellow one is the car line, and this is the EGTPT, which one goes like in a boot mode, and you no need to open it. This is the best way. So we already prepared, and everything says what we need to do. We need to do a checksums, and we say yes, and it says succeeded, and we click OK button, and as you can see, we are now ready to write the electronic control unit on the bench mode. In this case, you can see the mode is the bench mode. So in the bench mode, you can write the electronic control unit in. So everything is ready. You just unplug, unplug, off-plug the pins and go to the car. So installing the ECUs back on the place, and BMW is ready to roll. What is good about this, I really like the remapping of a BMW, because when you start the car, actually, look, pretty easy. Just start it, and the check engine is gone already. So after the programming, there is a no check engine light, no faults, and I have to be just perfect of a job done. So we go click OK button, and we need to scan everything with the launch diagnostic. At this point, I will show you how you can solve your problem as well when you have working only 4 cylinders, and the 4 cylinders is off, 4 is working. Some of cars actually which one got like a 6 cylinders only, or 4 cylinders, there's a 2.0, 3.0 and stuff like that. Probably you would never start the car. But in this case, how we have basically how we have 2 electronic control units, we can start the car, but the car running only on the 4 cylinders, only on the one side. Basically 2 cylinders on one side, 2 on another. So with the launch diagnostic, you can go on to the special functions, and actually you can code or synchronize the both electronic control units to the car, to the EVS. And in this case, of course, you will got the EVS fault, which means then actually immobilizer is on, and it not giving or not allows you to work on another injectors. So actually there is none of the problems with the injectors, none of another problems. Of course there was a problems with the Egr valve, that's okay, that's fine. We already fixed that problem. And in this case, look, you go into the coding and programming. I will not gonna do it again, but I will show you how you can do it. Pretty easy. It finds the chassis and stuff like that. You click the next button. Oh no, sorry, not the coding, sorry. You go to the special functions. This is the thing. You go to the drive, and you go to the CAS DDE, this is the engine control unit, to the CAS adjustment. So that means it have to be synchronized or the paired, and you can synchronize both of them. You can synchronize the DDA1 control unit master and control unit slave, because one of the master and another one is slave. So you have to match them, and then you just click end matching. I will not gonna do it again, I already done it, but you have you have an answer for the question how to solve the problem with the EVS synchronization with the electronic control unit. This is the place where you have to go. So remember, electronic control units and master and slave, and yeah, exactly, special functions. Now we go to the health report, and let's see what the faults we have, and we need to delete those faults. The best thing, then of course you have no faults on the dash already, so that's kind of cool. We have to just only clean it out, the old faults. As you can see how fast launch is running with the BMW, how many electronic control units he finds already. Look, this is so massive because it's a luxury car, and on the luxury car you have plenty of electronics. So after overall we adapt the both electronic control units to the BMW car, exclusive one. As you can see, we inside of the diagnostics have to do some manipulation with the Dpf Reset job. So you go into the exhaust gas treatment, check the particle filter 1, click it direct, and it should connect to the particle filter system, which means ignition should be on. Ignition is on, and then as you can see it's connecting and it's have to be there. Actually in this moment I would say Bosch cannot do it. That's why we keep needing a launch. Go for the BMW. As you can see with the launch we can do plenty of stuff. Particle filter, that's what we interested. But there is many other things. You can read them all instruction, software instruction, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, we go forward and we have to go into the engine control units. You click the automatic search. Under the special functions, how I said, was able to program the electronic control units together when they've been dismatched or resynchronize them, because the synchro is very important for it. Here we go, we have a mileage, we have a model, all that stuff, gearbox, automatic, a year and the month, and the engine type. Go ahead and click the next button. Ensure the ignition is on. Yes, that's what we've done. And it will go through the all electronic control units now. Then we can go just and click the health report. And it will go all these electronic control units through. So we have some faults already into the engine control unit, but there are not as many as was before, because we remapped the Egr valve. The particle filter is all in the place, all stay cool. We have one fault in the CD changer, but the mostly of control units is green, so that means all cool. The scanning process is very fast because it's using a Canline, which is a 2-wire system, which speed is pretty much. And it says something about the control unit software in the both of them, and we have a particle filter system bank 1 and bank 2. So that's what we need to do. We need to reset the particle filter system. First of all, we hit the clear DTCs. So theoretically it will delete them, but then we need to scan again, because after deleting it will not automatically show how many faults left. In some ECUs it will, in some not. Look, all systems normal. That's kind of cool. But we go back and hit the health report again. Before that, don't make sure then you switch on and off ignition. So now we are into the electronic control unit 1. Read fault codes. There's none of the fault codes. We go to the special function. Then you go into the particle filter. And here you can see you can two options, regenerate or replacement. We click the replacement because we've been changing them. And then you click which one bank you want to do it. So actually we want the bank 1 and the bank 2. So we click it bank 1. Communication, please wait. Have been reset. The adoption values in the particle filter cell in bank 2 was also replaced. Just for this filter must also be reset. Okay, that's what we done. Click it OK. Replacement of a particle filter, bank 2, waiting, it have to be reset, and then we're gonna go for a test drive. Ready, have been reset. Okay. So in this point the resets is done. We can read the fault codes. There is none of the fault codes. Read data stream, and we see the particle filter. And select all of them, go inside, and you can see what it has. Back pressure and saturation status 0. So perfect, all done. So the engine control 1 is the slave, and the second one, the first one is slave. The ECM2 engine control module 2 is slave. The first one is master. So we was in the master all reset. Now we're gonna go into the slave mode and see what we have in there. No fault codes. And then we go to the read data stream, the same particle filter. Select all, OK. And in here, as you can see, all status, back pressure. We go back, we go back, we go back. And the same, we cannot do this in here because we done it all in the master. So ECM2 is the slave. So in the slave electronic control unit, you don't need to do anything. There is even none option of this. So definitely need a test drive now. Alright, at the moment I can say test drive was completely perfect. This 8-cylinder engine is just remarkable, perfect running stuff. So the BMW E65 series is completely finished. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.